Alright, welcome back to TKO Takes, and it's now time for me to give y'all my full card predictions for UFC 329, McGregor vs. Holloway 2. This doesn't even feel real. This kind of feels like when we were 2 weeks out from McGregor vs. Chandler, and I was like, dude, there's no way this fight actually happens, and boom, it happened. I don't want to speak nothing into existence in case this video ages poorly. Like, maybe Conor pulls out and we get, Josh Hockett versus Alex Pereira saving the card on short notice as a new main event, but, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this card. This is insanely stacked, and if you're not familiar with everyone's on this card, you're going to find out real soon how truly stacked this card is. So let's go ahead and kick things off with Cody Durden versus Alessandro Costa. Now, it's actually supposed to be Cody Durden taking on Ode Osborne, and that was a really hard matchup for Cody Durden most likely. And maybe he could have took him down, but they reached disadvantage. It would have been crazy for him. And this isn't much of a, a better fight for him. Alessandro Costa is a really dangerous flyweight. He actually finishes guys. He's a really exciting fighter. He just goes for it. I think he's gonna chin Cody Durden. Which sucks because I like Cody Durden. He's been on a skid lately. He hasn't been able to implement his wrestling and be the Colby Covington of flyweight. Use his cardio, and yeah, guys have just been able to expose his boxing defense. It's not very good. He doesn't have the greatest of chins. When he does get hit, he usually always gets dropped. So I think Alessandro Costa is gonna knock him out in round 1. Alessandro Costa he's really good with the short shots. He has a really powerful right hand, and I think he's just going to go at Cody Durden. He's also short for a flyweight, and has the same reach. So why I like that he's short is because it's harder to take down short guys. It really is, because you try to trip one of their legs, it may fall, but it's easier to stand back up because you're already there. You're closer to the ground, low center of gravity. Hard to take guys like that down. So I think Alessandro Costa, he's going to strong hips in this fight. He's going to defend the takedowns. And I think he's going to chin Cody Durden with a mean right hand in round 1. So I'm going to go with a round 1 KO for Alessandro Costa to kick off this amazing card. And then next up, we got Ryan Gandra taking on Zachary Reese. Now this one's a tiny bit tricky, but I am going to go for Ryan Gandra KO, probably in the first or second round. And the reason is because Zach Reese thinks that he's a slick striker. I don't know if any of y'all have pointed this out, but Zachary Reese is a grappler, but he thinks he's elusive and just tricky on the feet, and he's really not. Michel Pereira was able to figure him out before he gassed out, as he always does. But Zachary Reese is this guy that's how he moves. He thinks he's slick, but he leaves his chin up, straight up in the air. He has low hands. It's not like he's a crazy counter striker like Anderson Silva, so he can't keep his hands down. Ryan Gandra is a really good boxer. He's got really strong hips. He's hard to take down. And if you do take him down, especially against the cage, he's able to use the cage well to get back up. So Zachary Reese is going to try to take him down, but I think Ryan Gandra is going to be the stronger guy. Like I said, he has really strong hips when you try to take him down. So I think Ryan Gandra is going to... I think he's going to struggle a little bit. Zachary Reese is... I know it just made fun of him for thinking he's tricky, but he is kind of a little bit tricky. Ryan Gandra isn't the most technical of guys. He's kind of like a Zhang Min Yang. He just clobbers into range. So I think he'll struggle early on. I think in the second round he'll figure out Zachary Reese, and he'll get him when his chin is up in the air. I think he'll put him out for once again. I think a big right hand. I think the Cody Durden Alessandro Costa fight is like the 125 version of this fight. It's actually very similar fighting styles for both of these guys. Gandra and Costa love to just come forward and land their big right hands. And Zachary Reese and Cody Durden are both grapplers with bad striking, that struggle to take guys down at times. So I think Gandra, the more powerful guy on the feet, he has a ton of KOs. I don't think Zachary Reese will be able to take him down. And imagine Gandra reverses him. He's going to land some clubbering ground and pound. So either way, I think Gandra's going to put out Zachary Reese by the second round. And keeping things in the middleweight division, we have Damian Pinas taking on Cesar Almeida. I need to enunciate that, Pinas, just to make sure. But Damian Pinas is a really powerful striker on the feet, but he's also not afraid to take guys down. He's very young in the game, but I like that he's willing to be, he's willing to mix things up. Not to a Navajo Sterling level where he tries to take guys down, even though he's the much better striker. I don't know what his coaches are telling Navajo to do. It's worked so far, but once he faces a good grappler, he better not try to take him down. But Pinas likes to mix things up, and I like that against Cesar Almeida. Cesar Almeida, we all know he's a glory kickboxer, fought Alex Pereira. He's a really good striker on the feet. But this guy, like Pereira, they have bad boxing defense. You can definitely land on this guy, and Cesar Almeida does not have the greatest of chins, and you can take him down. Kopylov was able to land some really good shots on the feet in the first round. People forget about that. People think that Kopylov, laid on him for the rest of the fight, which he did. But Kopylov was working Almeida in that first round. And we see that Almeida really isn't the greatest of middleweights. Got dominated by Costa and Gregory Rodriguez. Great fighters, but he's not the striker that we once thought, that Lucas Tracy once thought he was. But I'm going to go Damian Pinas I think I'm going to go round 2 KO once again. Pinas is really powerful in the feet. We've seen if you touch Almeida's chin, doesn't have the greatest defense, you can drop him. So I think Pinas is probably going to drop Almeida. And I think he's going to get an arm triangle on him. So I was thinking KO, but I think Damian Pinas is going to get an arm triangle submission on Cesar Almeida. It just dawned on me, okay? I can't ignore that thought that just creeped into my mind. So I think Almeida's going to do good on the feet. He's going to land some good low kicks on Pinas. And maybe have like a swing first round. But by the second round, I think Pinas is going to mix in the takedowns after struggling a bit in the first round. He's going to mix it up. Maybe not get the first takedown, but I think he's eventually going to drop Cesar Almeida, because this guy's really powerful. I think he's eventually going to drop Almeida, and then I think he's going to submit him for arm triangle. I can just see it happening. Almeida's not going to have the greatest of jiu-jitsu, so I think it's definitely a likely scenario that Pinas could submit him, and I like that prediction because I don't think anyone's going to pick him by sub. I think everyone's going to pick him by KO. And if he does win by sub, then you heard it here. Maybe I made you all a bunch of money. But yeah, I'm officially going to go with a Pinas round 2 submission via arm triangle against Cesar Almeida. Then we got Tracy Cortez taking on Kong Wang, and it's actually a pretty good fight. It's kind of close. I'm going to go Kong Wang. But what I do like about Tracy Cortez is that unlike most WMA fighters, she has some pop in her shots. She actually tries to throw hard punches. I like that about her. And she does mix in the takedowns a little bit at times, but not the greatest of grapplers. So there is a world where she's safe on the feet, and then she just tries to smudge Kong Wang. So that's why I'm not that confident in this pick, because there's a universe where she just smudges her. But sorry for my cat. But I think Kong Wang's gonna outstrike her on the feet. Rose Namajunas was able to work her on the feet, and Kong Wang kind of has more pop than Rose Namajunas. Maybe not much of a better striker, but surely I think Kong Wang has to have worked on her grappling. I would hope so, because if she hasn't, Tracy Cortez is gonna win this fight. I'm gonna trust that Kong Wang has the better striking. Tracy Cortez is kind of basic on the feet. She's just a boxer, doesn't throw kicks. Has a decent right hand, but Kong Wang mixes up so well. And the way she can mix in her lead head kick is also very dangerous against most girls. So Kong Wang has way more finishing potential in this fight. So I'm gonna go for because of that. But I'm just scared Tracy Cortez is gonna smudge her, and then I said it and I just ignored it. That is what I'm scared of. But I'm just gonna trust that Kong Wang is gonna beat her up to the legs first of all. Tracy Cortez is very heavy on her lead leg, so I think Kong Wang's gonna chew up her calf. So that too, she's gonna land good body kicks on her. Hopefully Tracy doesn't catch him and trips her. Kong Wang's just way more versatile in the feet, and I like that. It just sucks because normally when I pick WMA fights, I go with the better grappler, because usually they win. Sam Hughes, look, if you know, you know. Sam Hughes always beats the prospect because these up and coming WMA prospects are strikers, and it just doesn't work. Grapplers beat strikers in WMA, but Tracy Cortez is not primarily a grappler, so I'm going to go Kong Wang in this fight hesitantly. By decision, probably. And then up next, we have a good one. This will probably be fight of the night, to be quite honest. Kamaka III taking on Luke Riley. It is a really good fight, and it's also very close. And here's why. I think a lot of people are just going to pick Luke Riley because, he's the prospect. He trains with Paddy Pimblett, but if you actually watch his fights, he's not that impressive. What he is impressive with is his durability. This guy can go through wars, and whenever grapplers fight this guy, they always take him down, but they end up gassing out because Luke Riley, he makes you work. Okay, he has bad takedown defense, but he at least makes you work while he's on the ground, and he's just tough. He gasses the fighter out, and then he eventually lands something big for usually his right hand. He has really good boxing. He has a decent jab. So, and then Kamaka is a guy where he's just going to come for spam body kicks, especially the teep, and then just like a lead roundhouse to the body. He loves his body kicks, keeps his hands low, so he definitely is there to be hit. So that's why this why it's gonna be a car crash. These guys are gonna come together, and Kai Kamaka is not the type of guy to shoot takedowns of Luke Rowley, although he should, because no matter who you are, you're gonna take down Luke Rowley. But I'm gonna go Luke Rowley in this fight. I think it'll be like a 29-28 decision in a war. I think it's a very close fight. But Luke Riley's been in so many wars, and he always comes out on top. I'm going to trust that he's going to against Kai Kamaka. And I think it's more likely that Luke Riley's going to land the bigger shots because he does have better boxing defense. He actually keeps his hands up. And then Kai Kamaka, he's there. I mean, he's just there to be hit. Very Alex Pereira boxing defense, except his hands are even lower. So I think Luke Riley's going to land the bigger shots. I think he's going to wobble Kai Kamaka at times. There's also Kai Kamaka coming back down to featherweight. He's been a lightweight for his last couple fights, so it's just an extra 10 pounds of weight to cut. So that could also affect his chin. He is known for having, being tough and, having that Hawaiian fighting spirit. But a bad weight cut will take away any chin. So I think Luke Riley, I think he's going to land the bigger shots and win a close 29-20 decision. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kai Kamaka won because Luke Riley is still a very raw prospect. His skills are definitely not fully developed yet. He has a lot of improvement to make, but I think he'll put on a show on a McGregor card, so a huge opportunity for Luke Riley and Kai Kamaka. But ultimately, I think Luke Riley's gonna win a close war. I can't believe it's happening. I can't believe it. I don't know about y'all, but this has been a dream fight of mine since 2020 when Yanez was whooping guys in the Apex and looking like the next Masvidal of bantamweight. Yeah, I can't wait for this fight. This is actually a really close fight to predict. This one was hard. I had to really think about this one. But I think I am going to go with Adrian Yanez in this fight. And it mainly is because of his 4-inch reach advantage, as you'll see. Cody Garbrandt has just been up and down throughout his whole career. Looked good against Figueiredo, but he got taken down. But Cody Garbrandt, why I think he's going to lose in this fight. The reach disadvantage. Cody, it's not like he sets up his punches. He just blitzes in. And I think Yanez is going to do what he kind of did against Rob Font. If you remember his fight against Rob Font would just come in and he'd get clipped by Yanez before Rob Font found the range against Yanez and put him out. That's also Rob Font, a guy that's pretty long for bantamweight, much longer than Cody Garbrandt, pause. But Adrian Yanez is really good at countering guys. And he looked really good in the Ricky Simone fight. He really found his flow state. That was also an Adrian Yanez that fought in a stance we haven't seen before. That was Yanez in a wrestling stance because he knew Ricky Simone was going to try to take him down. So we know Yanez is like very light on his feet. He has the Masvidal stance, okay? That's what he does. But he was in a wrestling stance, and he was fearing the takedown and still clipping Ricky Simone in rounds 2 and 3. So that was a really impressive performance for him, even though it ended up being a draw. He got robbed in that fight. But yeah, Yanez is still whooping dudes. He's got power in his hands. He's got really crisp boxing. Cody Garbrandt's going to blitz in. He's got a big reach disadvantage. He has a bad chin. He doesn't have good boxing defense. Cody Garbrandt, if he's smart, should mix in the takedowns, kind of like what he tried to do against Rob Font in their main event fight in round 1. Cody Garbrandt was able to take down Rob Font at times. Didn't end up helping him. Rob Font whooped him for 5 rounds. But he should shoot a couple of takedowns on Adrian Yanez. Uses... He's one of the... I should make like a tier list of like these like mythical fighters that never show up, like Yoel Romero's wrestling, Cody Garbrandt's wrestling, that kind of deal. His high school championship wrestling. Cody should utilize his grappling, but I think Yanez is just going to clip him every time he tries to come into range. I think Cody Garbrandt's best success in this fight is going to be landing the leg kicks, because Yanez doesn't check kicks very well. Obviously, we saw Jonathan Martinez finish him with leg kicks, but that's also Jonathan Martinez, who's known for that. Cody Garbrandt has okay leg kicks, but I think he'll have good success with them. But I can see him start to have success with them and then start to throw some naked leg kicks, and then boom, Yanez is going to catch him with like a straight right or his really good left hook and put down Cody Garbrandt. I think it's going to be like a couple knockdowns before the finish. I think we're going to see like a round 2 TKO from Adrian Yanez. I think he's going to drop him like once in the first round, then maybe twice in the second round, then eventually put him away. Probably like an early Herb Dean stoppage, But I think Yanez is going to whoop Cody Garbrandt, but I've wanted to see this fight for so long, and I'm glad we're finally getting it. I love being an MMA fan because we bullied this guy off the main card. They tried to Bo Nicholas 2.0. Originally, Gable Steveson was supposed to be on the main card ahead of Robert Whittaker versus Nikita Krylov. Absolutely ridiculous, but they end up coming to their senses and put this on the prelims. But what do you want me to say? What do you want me to add about this fight? Am I going to be the guys who be like, I don't know, man, Elisha Ellison, crafty vet. He's 5-2. Gable's going to take him down and ground and pound him or submit him. I think it's probably going to be by ground and pound. What do you want me to say? Gable Steveson is a tremendous grappler. No one has takedown defense at heavyweight. He's going to immediately take him down. It's not even going to be like a great takedown. Like, he's literally going to get into like the takedown position, and then Alicia's just going to fall. He's just going to fall over. And Gable's just going to ground and pound him in the first round. What else do you want me to say about this fight? Okay. Now, should Gable be a minus 3,000 favorite? No, no one should be. Especially this year. We'll get to the main event. But Gable's going to win this fight, most likely. And, yeah, hopefully it's exciting at least. Hopefully it just doesn't smudge him. But I think Gable's going to be much more athletic, much more skilled. Take him down, ground and pound him. Easy work for Gable Steveson. And on to the prelim headliner. This is a damn good fight. Robert Whittaker versus Nikita Krylov. This is a really good fight. This is very similar to the Reinier de Ridder fight against Robert Whittaker, which was an absolute war. One of my favorite fights last year. But I think Robert Whittaker is going to whoop up Nikita Krylov. Lighter man skill. Robert doesn't have to cut as much weight. He's going to be much faster than Nikita Krylov. That's why Krylov did so well against Bukauskas. Bukauskas isn't the fastest of guys. And Nikita Krylov was just able to counter him. He had more power than Bukauskas and had the takedown threat. I don't think he'll be able to take down Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker has pretty good grappling. I think also what's going to help him is the speed advantage. I think it's going to be hard to track down a guy like Robert Whittaker, who is able to circle and destroy guys at middleweight. He's going to be able to do that at light heavyweight for sure. I don't think he's going to immediately finish Nikita Krylov. I think it'll be like a third round TKO. Just because Whittaker was never the guy that had like the most pop, but I think he's just gonna finish the Krylov by volume basically. And Krylov doesn't have the greatest of chins. Got put up by one punch against Rez, one punch against Guskov. So or I think it was Mirzakhanov actually. I think it was Mirzakhanov that put him out. It was him or Guskov, but either way, he doesn't have the greatest of chins. Took a few good ones against Bukauskas, but it's just the speed, man. It's the ones that you don't see that end up hurting you. And I like Whittaker in this fight. Mainly because of the speed. Krylov's a guy who likes to march forward. He's going to try to pressure Whittaker like de Ridder was able to against him. But so I don't think it's going to be like a Reinier de Ridder situation where also Krylov doesn't have the knees of de Ridder. That's why de Ridder is able to win that fight. I thought Whittaker won that fight, but he made it so close because he landed a ginormous knee in like the third round that almost put out Whittaker. And Whittaker's gas tank just plummeted after that, as it should. Huge, ginormous knee he took, but Krylov is not as dangerous as de Ridder on the feet. He's a guy who likes to march forward, drop you, and then submit you. That's his game. He's going to try to drop you and then get you tangled up in a submission. I think Whittaker's going to stay safe, be much faster, win on point fighting, land the better pitter-patter shots. And by round 3, I think he'll have completely figured out Krylov, maybe land the big head kick and put out Krylov. So I'm going to go with round 3 TKO by Robert Whittaker. And light heavyweight's getting interesting. We got Paulo Costa, who I think should be fighting Magomed Ankalaev for potentially a interim title. But instead they're doing Roundtree versus Ankalaev. Why? They should be doing Roundtree versus Volkan Oezdemir. Ooh, that just popped in your head how good that fight is. I've been thinking that for so long. Roundtree versus Oezdemir, potential fight of the year. Make that main event at the Apex. Then you do Ankalaev versus Costa for an interim belt. Writes itself. But yeah, we got Costa coming up, and then we also got, Reinier de Ridder coming up, and now Whittaker. So, which is cool because a lot of guys are leaving light heavyweight. So it's cool that we got some replacements because Johnny Walker's going up to heavyweight. Rakic is going up to heavyweight. Pereira just left 205 to go to heavyweight. So we're getting some fresh guys, and it's cool to see Whittaker at 205 now. And I hope he wins this fight. I think he's going to by round 3 TKO. And then on to the main card, we have Bobby Green taking on Terrance McKinney. And a true coin flip matchup. Okay, I mean, you can make a bet with your friend heads or tails. That's the only way to pick this fight, in my opinion. This is such 50-50 because these are two glass cannons. They have good pop at lightweight, but they have no chins. But I think I'm going to go Bobby Green this fight because in these situations where it's two glass cannons going against each other, I have to go with the guy that's more crisp on the feet and has the chance to land the cleaner shots. That's the only way to predict this fight, if I'm being honest. There's no other way. It's kind of like when I'm picking Yanez against Garbrandt, because Yanez doesn't have the greatest of chins either. But he's a much cleaner striker, and I think he'll be able to land the better, more impactful shots against Garbrandt. I think Bobby Green's going to do the same thing. Terrance McKinney just walks forward like this and hopes to land something quick in the first round. Bobby Green has good defense. He's elusive. It's just when you actually catch him that he has some trouble, which could happen. I would not be surprised if Terrance McKinney put him out in the first 10 seconds. I wouldn't be. But Bobby Green's done a good job in the last 3 fights of being more defensively sound and really working guys from the outside, countering them, and also mixes in the takedowns more. I think I could definitely see Bobby implementing the takedowns to kind of gas out Terrance McKinney. How cool would it be if Terrance McKinney immediately tried to throw like a big cross and then Bobby Green counters him with a takedown and then controls him for like entire first round? Then Terrance is gas going to the second. I think that'd be a tremendous game plan that Green and his team should implement. Probably not going to happen, but I just got to go Bobby Green, more crisp on the feet. Yeah, it's just hard. It's hard to pick a guy with his hands that low, but Terrance McKinney got finished by Chris Duncan, you know, so it's like I'm gonna go Bobby Green in this fight. Definitely the more consistent guy, even though both of these guys are very inconsistent. I'm gonna go Bobby Green this one by, I guess, bro. And next up on the main card, we have Brandon Royval taking on Is it Loney or is it Loner? The commentators and Bruce Buffer keep saying Loney, but it just doesn't feel right. I'm gonna say Loner. It just feels right. I'm gonna go Loner. I haven't got to that part yet. I just revealed I'm picking him. I think Loner Kavanaugh is gonna beat Brandon Royval, and here's why. I think Kavanaugh is gonna lose the first round. Brandon Royval is very good in the first round. He just spams jabs at you, spams teeps. Okay, he's like a way faster Sean Strickland. Okay, he's also got the knee up the middle that's brutal. So I think he's gonna win the first round because Loner Kavanaugh is kind of a slow starter. He doesn't throw a lot of volume. This is gonna be similar to the Joshua Van fight, I'm telling you. But I think Brandon Royval is gonna win the first round based off the volume, and then Loner Kavanaugh is gonna set it. He's gonna start brutalizing Brandon Royval's legs because you take away the legs of Brandon Royval, he is not the same fighter because he relies on his lateral movement and his speed. Loner Kavanaugh has great leg kicks, brutalized the legs of Brandon Moreno, and was pieced up Charles Johnson before he got finished. So I think Loner Kavanaugh is going to work his way distal to proximal. He's going to take away his legs, then work his way up to the body, even towards the head. And Brandon Royval, his chin, a little questionable. Got dropped a few times against Van, got put out bad against McCap. Both guys are very powerful for flyweight, but Kavanaugh's got some pop too, for sure. He landed some monster shots on Brandon Royval, and Royval was a Mexican, he would have been put out. That's just how it is. That's the best way to put it. Kavanaugh landed some bombs on Moreno that would have put out Royval. And yeah, Kavanaugh, he's got really good boxing. He's got a really good jab too. His combinations are really slick. Good boxing. He's got good leg kicks, and he's not going to try to take him down. I think Kavanaugh is going to win. I think he's going to win a decision. I don't think he'll put out Brandon Royval, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Maybe like a round 3 KO for Loner Kavanaugh. He might put away Royval. Yeah, I'm going to say round 3 TKO for Loner Kavanaugh. Because, man, this guy, when he lands, it's powerful for flyweight. He's got really good boxing. And I think he's going to put away Brandon Royval, whose chin is a little bit questionable. Plus, Royval, with how much he does throw, his defense just isn't there sometimes. And I could see him trying to throw the teep kick and then him getting countered with a right down the middle, you know. So I'm going to go with Loner Kavanaugh, which is crazy because, you know, not a lot of people picked him against Brandon Moreno. He wasn't supposed to win that fight. He got knocked out by Charles Johnson. How is he going to beat Brandon Moreno? But he did. And he showed how good he was that fight. And showed 5-round cardio. Absolutely insane how talented this guy is. So I'm going to go with Loner Kavanaugh by round 3 TKO. And then the feature fight for UFC 329 is Cory Sandhagen versus Mario Bautista. And this is actually a rematch. These two fought early in their UFC careers originally. And Cory Sandhagen in that fight was walking down Mario Bautista, landing at will. Mario got a few takedowns here and there, but then Cory Sandhagen was able to submit him off a really weird position. He almost got like a inverted triangle, and then ultimately got Mario with an arm bar in a weird scramble. But this fight's actually close. I was really considering picking Mario Bautista in this fight, but he's just not good enough on the feet for me to do that. And I think with Cory Sandhagen's training camps for Umar, For Merab, like, I feel his grappling's improved tremendously even since then, where he was able to submit Mario Bautista. I think Mario's gonna try to grapple him in this fight. That is for sure, because Cory's a better striker than him. And I think this fight would be way more in Cory's favor if he actually fought like he did when he fought Mario Bautista. Cory Sandhagen is a completely different fighter now. Cory Sandhagen was the second coming of TJ Dillashaw, basically. He had TJ Dillashaw's footwork and no respect for his opponents. And that's what he did against Mario Bautista. He just walked him down and kept switching stances, coming forward, looking to kill. And Cory Sandhagen is not that guy now. Cory Sandhagen scurries around on the outside and just does this. That's what Cory does now. And although it makes him safer, he's able to outpoint guys because of it. He's not going to damage up Mario Bautista like he did in that fight, in their first fight. It's going to be a lot closer. It's not like Cory's going to win off of damage. He's probably going to win this fight based off of volume. I don't think Mario will be able to take him down consistently. Cory's got really good grappling, has improved tremendously, and he's shown he can submit Mario Bautista, so he could be able to submit him as well if he does get taken down. But I think Cory Sandhagen, he's just going to land. I think he's going to land a jab. That's going to be the shot for him in this fight. Mario does have decent leg kicks, so maybe he can go to the legs of Cory, but no one's really took out Cory's legs badly. Like maybe Peter Yan, but not really. I think Cory is just going to really jab up Mario Bautista. I think that's the main reason. I think this might be a very boring fight, which is a shame because their first fight was really exciting. But Cory's not that same guy anymore. He's not going to come forward with no respect. He's going to scurry around the outside and just jab at Mario Bautista while Mario tries to take him down and land and whiff some kicks. Mario throws a lot of kicks. He whiffs most of them. That's the thing about Mario Bautista. So I'm going to go with Cory Sandhagen by a boring 29-28 decision. But a fight that has zero chance of being boring is Benoit Saint-Denis taking on Paddy Pimblett. And what a fight. This is a really good fight, y'all. So I think I'm going to go with Paddy Pimblett in this fight. I think. This is really close. Benoit Saint-Denis is a guy that comes forward, hands kind of down, and he's trying to clobber on you. Okay, he's a way less technical Josh Emmett, but he has wrestling. That's what makes him so dangerous. He comes forward, tries to clobber on you, get your guard up, and then boom, he's in on double leg against the cage, and he takes you down. That's Benoit Saint-Denis. And Paddy Pimblett's a guy that chin up in the air, decent striking. He looked pretty good against Justin Gaethje. Besides getting dropped in the first round, like Paddy did a good job in the Justin Gaethje fight. But Paddy's got decent striking, really good kicks. I could definitely see Paddy definitely landing a head kick on Benoit Saint-Denis. If you're gonna pick Paddy by KO, that's the route to go because Paddy has really good sneaky head kicks he could try to land on Benoit Saint-Denis. Paddy was able to time those really well against Justin Gaethje because Justin Gaethje's randomly at 37 years old decided to go just lean towards the right for whatever reason, and Paddy was able to read that and went up with the head kicks. And I think he'll try to do that against Benoit, but here's why I'm going Paddy Pimblett. One, I think he's going to outstrike him because he does have good lateral footwork. Benoit's going to try to take him down, but here's why I'm picking Paddy Pimblett. Renato Moicano whooped Benoit Saint-Denis on the ground. Moicano, the same guy that got easily out-grappled by Beneil Dariush, who's a good grappler. But Renato Moicano had no issues against Benoit Saint-Denis. And you're telling me he's going to out-grapple Paddy Pimblett, a guy with incredible jiu-jitsu and decent ground and pound? No. I'm going to go Paddy Pimblett. I think Benoit Saint-Denis, he may land a couple of good shots on Paddy Pimblett, then shoot the double as he always does. But Paddy's going to he's going to go for a guillotine, not get it, but I think he'll ultimately reverse Benoit Saint-Denis because Mauricio Rufy was able to reverse this guy twice. Mauricio Rufy is able to do some good sweeps on Benoit Saint-Denis. Why can't Paddy Pimblett? There's no reason Paddy shouldn't be able to out-grapple Benoit Saint-Denis in this fight because there's no world where Benoit Saint-Denis is just going to strike with him. Because he is going to have success against Paddy, but he's also going to get clipped with a lot of shots as well. So he's going to try to mix it up. He's going to get a little excited because he is going to take him down most likely. But I think Paddy's going to reverse him and maybe submit him. But I think Paddy's probably going to... He's probably going to Michael Chandler him. Because Michael Chandler tried to take down Paddy and then it backfired and Paddy ground and pounded his way towards victory. I think Paddy might get a round 3 ground and pound finish in this fight. I think that's ultimately what I'm going to go with. I know MMA math doesn't work, but it just makes sense. Moicano out-grappled Benoit Saint-Denis. Rufy was able to out-scramble him. Paddy's a better grappler than Rufy. Maybe same level as Moicano. That'd be a great fight to see one day. But yeah, I gotta go Paddy Pimblett in this fight. It's also, if this was 5 rounds, I'd definitely favor Paddy, but I think it's a 3-rounder fight, so I'm gonna slightly lean towards Paddy Pimblett, but it is a close fight because Benoit Saint-Denis has power in the hands. Paddy does not have good boxing defense, so Benoit could knock out Paddy Pimblett. That could very well happen. But I'm going to go with Paddy Pimblett in this fight. And I think it's going to be a good one. This might be fight of the night. This is going to be a good one, y'all. And we have reached the main event. Conor McGregor taking on Max Holloway. As someone who's Irish, I think Conor has a great chance in this fight. I am not going to pick Conor to win this fight. But I'm going to pick Max Holloway by 48-47 split decision win. You heard it first right here. Conor's going to make this close, y'all. Max Holloway is a better striker than Conor McGregor. I think he, well, I don't even know if I guess. Okay, here's the thing. Conor McGregor is a better striker than Max Holloway, but Conor McGregor is muscled up. He will gas out because he gasses out in every single one of his fights, especially at welterweight. 2 out of the 3 times this guy's fought at welterweight was against Nate Diaz, a tall guy with great cardio and a good chin. He gassed out badly by the second round in both of those fights. People forget, man, but Conor McGregor does not have good cardio, but I think he will win the first 2 rounds easily. I think he's going to make it look easy against Max Holloway in the first 2 rounds. I think he's going to go to the legs against Holloway, land brutal leg kicks. He's got that titanium shin now. He's not going to be afraid to throw some leg kicks. He's going to land the left hand. The left hand to right uppercut combo is so nasty. Max doesn't have good boxing defense. He has good footwork, but his overall boxing defense is not the greatest, so I think Conor's going to land on him. Maybe drop Max Holloway in the first or second round, too. I don't think he's going to put away Max Holloway. Max Holloway has some of the best recovery in the UFC. You can drop him, but he always recovers. That's the thing about Max. Unless you're Ilia Topuria. But, yeah, Conor's going to land really good kicks on Holloway. I mean, that's how Volk beat him in both fights. More so the boxing in the third fight. But the first 2 fights, Volk was able to really kick Max Holloway. Now, Max does have good kicks himself, but I don't think he's going to outkick Conor. I think he'll go to the calf kicks later in the fight. Because Conor, at the ripe age of 35, discovered what calf kicks were against Poirier, you know? But, yeah. I think Conor's going to easily win. He's going to outbox, outkick Holloway in the first 2 rounds. And then by round 3, he's going to gas out because this is a 170. And this is the biggest Conor McGregor has ever been going into a fight. So he's going to gas out. Max Holloway's going to put the pressure on him. Start going to the body. And out jab. He's gonna start backing up Conor. We saw Poirier was able to do that as their fights got later. And Max is gonna he's gonna start mixing the kicks to the body as well. Max has real good kicks to the body, but yeah, he's gonna start going to the body with the hands. He's gonna start landing some pitter patter jabs. Max is not gonna have a lot of power at 170, but it's mainly the cardio. If Conor had good cardio, I would be picking Conor in this fight. But he does not have good cardio, so therefore I cannot pick him to win a 5-round fight against Max freaking Holloway. Max Holloway doesn't have to cut weight. Now, maybe Max doesn't have as good cardio as we usually see in this fight. His best cardio is at 145, but he kind of slowed down in the Poirier fight a little bit. It's just a thing. You move up, usually your cardio gets worse. Unless you're like insanely huge, like Vinicius Oliveira, his cardio is going to get better at 145. But when you're a smaller guy, like Conor, when you move up in weight, it makes you gas out more because you're not used to fighting with that much extra weight on, so it's going to tire you out. That could happen to Max Holloway, but he still has, even if he does slow down, it's going to be way better cardio than what Conor's got going on. So, the reason I'm thinking split decision is because I could see Conor in the 5th round. It's 2-2. He's got to do something because the tides are swinging. What if he shoots? What if he shoots takedowns on Max Holloway and gets one? Because he was able to out-grapple Max Holloway in their first fight when he had a torn ACL. So what if Conor goes to the grappling in the fifth round, gets one, and maybe a judge gives him a round because of that, and then it's a split decision? You heard it right here. I'm calling it. I think Max is going to win a split decision. He's going to win the last 3 rounds and based off of volume, and then a judge is going to give the 5th round to Conor because he got a takedown. It's like, oh, no one expected that. It's like a Gandra getting takedowns on Cyril Gane, you know, but yeah. I'm glad Conor's back. I just think this is a bit much. I feel like they should have done him versus Masvidal or him versus Colby instead of letting Colby just retire. Like, those fights are way closer than a Max Holloway fight, who's still somewhat in his prime. Not really, but still a great fighter. Yeah, I got to go with Conor McGregor. Or I'm not going with Conor McGregor. I got to go with Max Holloway by split decision. That's my little crafty pick right here. Not a unanimous or a finish. I think it's going to be a split decision, close war. I think it's going to be a great fight. And even if Conor losing, I think his stock is going to rise from this. Also, doesn't it just look right if Conor's record is 22-7? Am I the only one, or is that just a system kicking in? But I think Holloway's going to get this one, but I don't think it's going to be easy like most people are saying. I think it's going to be tough. So yeah, those are my full card predictions for UFC 329. I'm going to have more videos coming out this week over UFC 329. I'm going to go more in depth on the main event, more in depth on the co-main event. I'll make a video explaining who Gable Steveson is, because to a lot of casual viewers, they have no idea who he is. So I'm looking forward to this week. It's good to have Conor back. It doesn't feel real. I hope I'm not jinxing it. Maybe we get Pereira versus Hawkett soon, saving the day. But yeah, I'm really excited for this card. It's stacked, and it's good to have Conor back. MMA is just better with Conor back in it. So make sure to comment down who you think is going to win these fights and your opinions on my opinions. Would love to hear it, and God bless you all.